All right, guys, and welcome back to the mix. We're playing part 2 here. Fit the window. All right, we just changed the game to Omaha 8 or better. So we got a fair bit. Oh, he posted. I'm like, how is there dead money in the middle? But he posted, so that makes more sense. He should be checking some strong hands in this situation when he posts, but I think people just don't do that necessarily. We're 3-betting here the 5-6 queen jack with the dead money, even out of position here. I think this is totally fine. You guys think I'm probably crazy, but if I get it to fold, okay. Obviously, his range is super strong when I get 4-bet. I am going to be doing some leading here, and with a live 5 and the second nut flush, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then on the road, we're still going to bet, but this is a little, I don't want to get raised, because if I run into ace deuce, that sucks. We do have a live 5, which is good, but we do run into aces there, because I would say that the majority of people's capping range is just going to be aces. Like, obviously, if you run into the random like ace king jack deuce double suited or something along those lines, queen jack a3 here is I think a fold, even the small blind. But fold this one. I think in general, the majority of people, unless they have like a really good rundown, like ace deuce 3 4 or something like that, in a multi-way pot, in a heads up pot, I think a lot of players are still like calling with like ace king deuce or something like that. So when I get 4-bet there, it's more likely I just always run into aces, and I'd much rather try to get value for my hand when I make flush and a low. But as always, guys, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Questions, comments, put them down below. If you thought I played terrible in the last video, or if you thought I played terrible in this video, let me know. If you're looking to open a Phenom account, there is a link below. Please click on that. That helps me out, helps the channel out. Let's see what else is going on here. Also, if you are guys, I still have the offer up. I got, I think, 1 or 2 more takers currently. We'll see how and when, if that goes. But if you guys would like to record a up to 1 hour session, send it to me. I will review it, or you can do a video call with me and we can review it together, and we'll record it and put it onto YouTube. Ace jack 9-4 here. I still think this is a 3-bet. Again, ace wheel, face card, suited ace. If this was the 4 flush, probably be fold, Badoogie, fold. 5-handed game though. Again, I think just putting in $15 against like my opponent's $15, I'm going to get some of this dead money out. Don't really, for a under the gun raise and a cold call 3-bet, I think this board slightly favors me, but I think it still behooves me to like check this one. Now we turn open-ended with top pair. We're obviously going to see a river and then evaluate. And board pairs 3s. I don't beat anything realistically, but I do beat some bluffs, and I don't really have like the low combos, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and call this one. I think this is just still a call, because theoretically we can scoop. He makes a nice bet there with ace 10. I think some people would check that river with ace 10. Let's see here. Where did we start? I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to, yeah, I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm going to play those 7 games and call it a night. But this has been a fun mix. A lot of interesting spots. A lot of interesting dynamics with the cap games, and sometimes your whole stack's in play, sometimes cap game, sometimes you're playing a limit game. It's a lot of fun. This is a really bad hand, but if I am closing the action, all right, you got me, because I don't think Josh is ever back raising here. And again, it's one of those spots where if your opponents are raising low cards, like if it goes raise cold call here, your high pairs go up in value. Now, just the fact that this is a Badugi is really bad. Like, obviously, I can't really bluff here because there's a low out here, even though I have 2 10s. But I think we're just going to give this one up. Kind of looking to, smash the board with this type of hand. But, I mean, you're getting a relatively decent price, so. And that is just, and again, like this hand should be 3-bet. The ace, king, 9 deuce against a limp, a raise, and you're in the small blind. Ace, king, 9 deuce is just printing money there. So that hand should be easily 3-bet. Josh's limp with jack 9, 6, 7, or whatever he had is it's not good. Here now we're playing pot limit 5 card capped, and so obviously usually we play the 4 card version. This is the 5 card version. Again, I highly recommend if you are playing PLO to use one of the training sites like PLO Trainer or so what is that? PLO Mastermind or Vision, which is Run It Once. Here with an open ender, and we're still just gonna fold. Reverse implied here with this hand are just awful. And Josh goes for check raise, which I don't really see him do that much, so it's kind of interesting. But again, we're doing a fair bit of limping again. This hand's pretty speckled, but I think if given the option, we were probably just going to go ahead and limp it. Queen, this is a pretty bad one. Queen 6, 6, 8, deuce. Obviously in this game, you're looking for like your double suited pure if you can find them. Meaning like this hand, obviously I have a double suited plus a diamond in my hand, so I don't have the third spade or heart, which makes it a little bit better. Mostly talking to my limit companions here. Interesting. Zip seems to like the big bet options. All right, here. Obviously, I have double suited, a pair, and some connectiveness, but again, it is just way too junky. Kind of interesting here. I mean, again, the stack depth we're not too deep here. I don't feel like we should be seeing a lot of the 4-way pots. I feel like what it should be happening here is just like, it should just be getting in at some point. I mean, if it goes like 250, call, so be it. If like someone limps for 1 big bet, or like someone raises 3 and it goes call. But if it goes limp, full pot, call, it seems a little, now that seems crazy to me. I don't know what that size is. That seems like it's just straight king. But I mean, with the SPR being that low, you're basically going to be giving your opponents a fair bit to draw against you, so I don't know what that bet size is, unless it's just a total misclick. Ace, queen, 10, jack, 7 here. We'll see how this one develops before it gets to us, because I think we do a fair bit of calling here with the triple suit. In fact, if this was double suited, my guess is if we jam this one in here, but with the triple suit, I think we just go ahead and call and see flop. And we pretty much brick it. And again, like the SPR is only like 2 here, so there's just realistically not that much playability at this point. Now, if someone bets $2.50, we're definitely seeing a turn card. But against that bet size, we're just going to fold. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my hand would just be a jam if it was double suited, but pretty good turn card, honestly, but not much we could do. And then the money should just go in here with the SPR being less than 1. unless he just had some sort of straight draw on the low end and just missed it. Ten, 10, 9, 8, 4 triple suit here. I think this is still a fold with the triple suit, and then it's going to be limp small blind. We do a ton of limping at these at this size. And we do not get the block. No pairs. Block no straight draw. We have a 4, I guess, but realistically, like, no straight draws. So we're just going to check flop. Again, really, like, nothing going here, so just going to check this one again. And he bets pot, so we're going to give this one up. If the turn was a 7 with a 4 and an 8, 9 in my hand, I probably would have gone ahead and played that one. 8, 8, 7, queen 10 double suited here. I guess is against the 3x. Calling, if he folds, we're going to be opening ourselves. And if we get re-raised, we just call in position. And it looks like, for a second, I thought I flopped a set, and then I realized I did not flop a set. Obviously, we flopped queens and 7s here, but on this board with no diamonds, no ace, no nothing, against 2 cold callers, I think we just check this one back and pray for the best. Do turn open-ended. But at this point, once I checked flop, my hand is pretty... Obviously, like, my hand here against these 2 hands is pretty bad, so the only question here is, am I getting the right price or not? 10. And the problem is a jack, I guess. Queens and 7. This is against that price. What am I getting? 14, 49, 48, 58. I think I'm going to fold this one. Don't have any diamonds in my hand either, so it kind of counterfeits some of my outs too. I don't think I can necessarily hope that my queens and 7s by the river are good, so. And now we're playing study or better. So study or better. Half the pot is going to go to the high hand. Half the pot, if you qualify, will go to the low hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is the best low hand. Ace is like a little mini joker in this game. And if there is no qualifier for low, the high hand is going to win the whole pot. Interesting. Zip decides to raise now? He really has 3 deuces? Interesting. The one thing I think is really important in this game is this: if you have the opportunity to deny your opponent equity, you should do it. So on 5th Street there, when Zip had, if he had trips, which I'm assuming he did because he raised into open 8s, and his opponent caught a jack down here, Zoinks caught a jack, he had ace-3 jack. That's the situation if you're going to raise. That's when you should be raising, in my mind, because you're denying your opponent the ability to draw to low. And you want to, if he is, you want to make sure that you're giving him like you're pricing him out. This is a tricky spot. Here we have split kings against an ace and an 8. I think I'm going to go ahead and limp it. Oh, wow, he folds. He snap folds. Because I feel like the ace is going to just play back at me so often. Oh, as long as catches open 8s. And obviously not necessarily great, but we're still going to continue because I think his range is relatively wide. with respect to like he can have a lot of low cards. He doesn't necessarily just have to have the split eights here. Now we have aces, kings, and queens. So we're obviously getting to showdown. We were going to get to showdown on 6 street, but we're just hoping to dodge the 3/8 now at this point. And we do not dodge the 3/8. So. But obviously Zoinks has like 100% of his range on 4th street, so I'm not checking my kings there. And when he open pairs 8s, he still has, his range is obviously narrowed. Here I'm going to go ahead and limp the jack 7/8 against the open 4. I do have a fair bit of this in like kind of a wide range versus wide range spot. Obviously with 3 spades and a gut shot. And now when I catch a queen against his open queen, I'm gonna go ahead and bet. Now I get check raise, which is interesting. I'm still gonna continue. Make open jacks. I think I am gonna bet this now at this point because it looks like I have hearts. So if he does have equity against me, and I can get him to fold something, I think that's fine. Plus, I think my jacks there are good a fair bit. Fold the keys, king 4. But going back to the hand against Zonks, Zoinks. His range is obviously narrow. Like he doesn't have queen jack 8/6 now in the hole. Like it's, he doesn't have queen jack, but he's got a lot of low combinations, I would say, at that point. And, some like maybe like random like gutter ball, straight draws, etc. So I still don't think I can just fold kings. I'm gonna continue here against the 10 open with an overcard to the 10, plus I have 2 wheel cards. When I catch the 9 though, I'm just gonna give it up. Just getting such a good price to continue there. And we're gonna give that one up. If I had started with the 9 in the hole, I would not continue though, just because if I make a 9, like my reverse implied odds against the 10 are pretty bad. I don't even know what's next. Now we're playing PLO caps. Oh no, sorry, we're playing PLO no cap, so it changes the game obviously. Reload this game. Playing 250, so we're playing 100 deep. Oh, what's next game? Potland or Raz, Big O capped. Yeah, I think I can hold everybody for like 200 or something. Do something like that. Max bind's 500. Oh, interesting. I didn't know what it was. Jack 3, 5, 6 here. It's probably honestly, it could be a call, but I would call with a suited jack. But man, that hand is just so bad. Ace 10 Jack 5, double suited here. Obviously, this is a very strong hand in the PLO game. Go ahead and 3-bet this one. We're sitting 200 big blinds deep. Wow. Okay. That is never good. But I think this specific makeup of this hand, I think we still continue. I think we do a fair bit of folding with like hands like this, but I don't think we fold this one against the 4-bet. Unfortunately, I saw the jack first and was hoping for something, but and I still think like aces on this board has to. I don't think like, well, SPR is like relatively low, so I guess it doesn't matter. But I can't get it in this situation anyway, so just running the aces way too much. Even though I block it. Flatting here with 9986. My guess is if he folded, this would probably be a call. I think this is a board that he's supposed to check like a lot. And I can do like a fair bit of floating, I think, and actually I can do like a fair bit of raising. And I do have a 6 in my hand, so I'm just going to go ahead and raise it. The only question is do I think my opponent here is ever going to fold like a wheel? So I don't necessarily think like he should have 6-7 here a lot. Again, like I think this is support. He should check back a fair bit, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and check now, take equity with the hearts. And then on the river, I have no significant pairs. I think I'm just going to go check back and probably lose here a fair bit. But I'm trying to think on like what street maybe I should just go ahead. He does have 6-7, which is crazy. All right, that's fair. Again, like I think his hand is actually just supposed to be a most likely a pure check on that board. Yeah, like he shouldn't have too many 6-7s in his range. So, and I have a lot more. My guess is I have a nut advantage on that flop. So, flopping obviously king here, top pair blocker. I think I'm definitely range advantage on this one. King 10 8-5. I don't think we do 3-betting with this one. I think it's just 2. We do a lot of calling the big blind with this double suited combo, but I think this one is a little bit too broken apart to 3-bet. So we're going to call this one. And we flop a king with a flush draw. But this is not a cap. If this is a cap game, we just most likely check raise, get this one in. Bets small. I think just go ahead and call this one. Obviously, we make a flush on turn. I don't think we're doing any leading here. I don't think that really makes much sense. That's 35 on turn. We're not folding for 1-bet. The only question is do we fold to like a pot bet on river? I'd say if it was the ace of spades, we're probably never folding, but as played, I think we're just obviously checking 100% here. He went for it with no spade. Okay, he went for it with no spade. Definitely make it a note that with no blocker. If he thinks I'm going to overfold in that situation, I think like betting there is probably fine. But if anyone's paying attention, then yeah, definitely take a note of that. Deuce to 7 Raz, so 7-5-4-3-2 is the best Raz hand. Oh, sorry, best hand in this version of Raz. We are looking for the deuces. We are looking for the non-straight draws. We are looking for the no pairs, because in this game, straights and flushes do count against you. Even though this is probably going to be 100% here. Not calling with the 6-7. If I had deuce 7 in the hole, I would most likely defend here against this steal. But with the straight draw, just let this one go. Basically never playing the high cards unless I have premium 2-card draw on the hole against what seems to be like 100% steal. 10-9 I think is just a little bit too wide here. I don't block any of the cards that he might 3-bet me with, and upper straight draw seems like a pretty rough hand. I am going to 3-bet this one against, or 2-bet this one against Sonks. The 8-5-10. I think I've seen a 3 and a 7, but I think he's raising a fair bet here. Roger should never continue here, so. Get you 5 and a deuce. And it's kind of an interesting street, honestly. Like, I think I'm a slight favorite range on range-wise, but I think I'm going to go ahead and check this one back. I do this occasionally too, even with my like super strong draws, just because I think like range on range is like really close here when we both catch pretty good. I'm going to continue here. Like he might have a jack, but at the same time I have a draw to undercut him. I do. So now I have a 10-8 plus I have a draw to a 8 smooth. He does fold, so there's high chance he had a pair or a brick. So again, that's one of the reasons like occasionally I like to check in kind of a, say like close range spot. I'm definitely still a favorite, I think, when I 2-bet and we both catch good. But I don't mind occasionally doing something like that. If I had a random number generator, I'd probably roll that one and just do it a low frequency. But yeah, guys, getting the mixed games in play. Seen I think the other thing too, there's kind of a monkey see, monkey do going on as well. So, you know, if, like right now, if we're playing this 5-10 game and people are like, oh, this is a cool game, but I wish you know, it was playing a little bit smaller. Sometimes you'll see people start to like start the 1-2 game, or like the 50-cent dollar game, or you know, even like the 2-4 game. Here, if Songs raises here, we're gonna 2-bet, but I think he's most likely not gonna raise 100% now. So 3-5-9 is obviously a good one. We have like a 10, high card bringing in a folded 3. Big O capped. So we have a cap of 40 bigs of the 250 or $100. Get 3-bet here. Never folding this combo, but I don't think we jam it in. I'm tempted to jam it in now because if I get Zoinks to fold, but I think that also problem here is like his flat call range here is like somewhat similar to mine, so I'm just gonna go ahead and call and see flop. And we flop a gut shot with 1 back. 250? What are you doing? This just seems so crazy to me. And then I do get jammed in. So just trying to see if I see a double gutter I don't see or something like that, but I just see the jack, so we are out. Oh my goodness. I make a terrible no jam. And I make a wheel too. Interesting. Yeah, this 3-bet is terrible. I mean, this is big O. I mean, you need yeah. Actually, I think Zoinkster actually just probably jammed his hand in too, which is kind of like hilarious. I think if he jammed his hand in, I don't think I fold. Which is kind of it's kind of hilarious how that hand went down actually. And then he had 10 jack. What do you have at 10 jack 3-6? I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. But queen, queen, king, king is just a hand that I think you can make the argument for calling with. And then in this situation too, like I used to do a 3x, but I think if Josh is going to call a bigger raise size, then I think making this raise size with this hand is better. If my opponent here is going to call with like worse hands, and then obviously we just get a flop where we're just going to bet like a very small amount because we catch a board where we have 3 aces, and I'm just going to bet third pot again. And we make 4 aces. Can I check this to Josh? Oh, wow, he had kings. I mean, I think that's his most likely holding. But I'm not sure if I jam it in there if he calls, so maybe I should just bet small again? Like third pot again? I might have really botched that one. I gotta think about that one. Because I'm trying to think if I check that river with 4 aces, does he is he supposed to bet the second nuts? It's kind of where I'm going with it. I think Zoinks gets it in fine there against Josh, but it's most likely a combo against most ranges. I don't think he wants to get that one in there. Ace King 9-7 deuce with the Ace King of diamonds. So he had the 7 deuce of spades. This is somewhat close here. Because I know Josh's range is pretty wide. Roger's range is pretty wide here. I think I'm going to go ahead and pot this one. And if Josh goes ahead and gets it all in, like, so be it. Yeah, and we flop aces and queens with a flush draw and kind of a weak low draw, but nothing we can really do here. Just pot this one in. And we get scooped. But that's why we pot that hand pre-flop right there. Because, yeah, again, yeah, games are good. Nothing else to really say. A6, 7, 7 deuce here. Again, if Josh is going to be calling, we're just going to be doing some bigger potting, I would say. A board texture, I think, again, with like 2 low cards, we can just bet like small. And if he jams, we're probably just going to go ahead and fold. It's just more likely he has a flush. And we do not have a ton of equity against a flush, so. All right, deuces 7 triple draw. What's after deuces? No limit. All right. Yep, last game we're playing here, so play the deuce hands, and then we're going to call it. All right, 8-5 deuce four-handed. Again, best hand in this game is 7-5-4-3-2. Straights and flushes count against you. You're always looking for the almighty deuce which you're playing. There are certain situations where you don't have the deuce, but let's say in a 6 and 7 handed game, you're more or less likely to try to have it in your hand. For one bet here, we will call and defend and draw 3 at the deuce 5. And Josh is doing a lot of limping. Again, one of the things I keep saying in my videos is just if you're gonna play like these games for the most part, just don't limp, just open raise. And he, what? He limp folds for one bet? All right. Catch an extra deuce and I'm gonna go ahead and check call. Catch a third deuce would be interesting. And then in this spot with the queen 10, we're going to check call and draw 1 to the 10 out of position here. He goes pat, and we're going to check, and I think we're going to get the 10 to showdown. He has 9-5, makes a good bet there with 9-5. Uh, 2, 3, 4, 9. We're going to throw away a jack and a 9. We get 3-bet. Let us call. And we catch 4s and deuces. So this is not a hand I'm going to snow right away. So we've got a 4, a deuce, a jack, and a 9. But we're just going to go ahead and check call again, and we catch a third deuce. And I am going to snow this hand now. I'm going to go ahead and check raise. And just pat, and then hopefully this works. But just also might not. And he does fold, so we get that one through. I could theoretically just call there and draw 2 again. But man, when you see 3 deuces, a 4, some sort of an information too with an extra jack and a 9. Seems like that's what I'm want to consider going for. And this is my last deuce hand right here, so gonna call it. But again, as always, if you guys like what you see, like, subscribe, comments down below. I'm sure I feel like, at some points I played okay, but I probably made some mistakes. So any feedback, love to get, so I can evaluate my own play, because I'll sure watch the videos and see what I did right, what I did wrong. And again, if you're looking to open a Phenom account and start playing some of these mixed games, because I think there's probably about 4 or 5 going every single day right now at, I'd say low to mid limit. Some usually see some 10-20. Yeah, click the link below. That helps me out, helps the channel out. And until then, oh yeah, if you guys want to record and send it to me, I will review it, put it up in the channel, or if you want to review it with me, I'm more than happy to do that too. So until then, good luck at the tables. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.